Goosebumps is rated GB7 because it may be too spooky for Goosebumps fans under 7.
Spin-offs. Hello, Goosebumps fans. Of course, we got to talk about the whole spellbook again. Many spellbooks that have been shown during the days, during these whole entire times. My thoughts? I think these are just bits and pieces of the spellbook that exists. There's a big, huge spellbook, and well, many people took excerpts from the spellbook and used it for their own, and the real big spellbook is nowhere to be found. They only know bits and pieces of it. So, How to Learn How to Fly, that's a bit of the spellbook. The scribbles and stuff from Jimmy O. James, that's another part of the spellbook. Scarecrow Walks at Midnight, that's just a spellbook. There's most likely many other ones that I can't really tell. I think, well, How I Got My Shrunken Head, that most likely is part of a spellbook somewhere, part of this big spellbook. It's like, there has to be a big freak damn spellbook. It's either that, or there's a series of spellbooks of different things. And it's like, that makes sense. There's a different spellbook for each. Yeah, it kind of sucks that the spellbook might be in different circumstances, or maybe the spellbook for Scarecrow Walks at Midnight, that most likely is the same spellbook used for Slappy. Chances are we could say that. We can technically say that because he took inanimate objects and gave them life. They're animated now. So it's like, it makes sense that this is exactly how things are going. Makes perfect sense. The only question is, who made these? Who in the world made all of these spell books? And why in the world do they not have a leash on it, or the freaking obligation to save all of them? To actually have them all protected in the initial thing. I would say that most likely the magician who did it all, or the sorcerer or the wizard who did these, is dead. Makes perfect sense. So since they're all dead, and since this person is dead, that is why all the spellbooks are sent around the whole entire place. Some spellbooks got destroyed. Many spellbooks maybe got, they might have got new life. Someone actually took the spellbook, written it down verbatim, and named it something else, like flying lessons. So it's like, it makes sense that there's many of them that's like, yeah, you see, they're all the same spellbook series. The only messed up part is we don't have any way to nail it down to say that's a true fact. But it has to make sense because we have so many spells in this world, in this Goosebumps universe. That's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure someone's supposed to have them. And it would be great of where we could do like one other one that's just like kind of like Horrorland, but it basically would be forcing R.L. Stein's hand to actually be like, we have this horrible sorcerer, and this is going to be like I don't know how many books it will have, but this sorcerer is going after every single person who has a piece of the spell book, which means we will get Scarecrow Walks at Midnight 2, we'll get How I Learned How to Fly 2, we'll get How I Got My Shrunken Head 2, somewhat. It's like somewhat, I don't think so, because it's just the Shrunken Head begins to talk and crap, so it's like, I don't know, maybe you want it, maybe. It's like, yeah, but Slappy doesn't have a spell book. Yeah, but Diary of the Dummy, it shows that there's a book in there. So it's like, well, now it's going to be Attack of the freaking, so it's like a sorcerer versus Slappy. Let the battles begin. And all he wants is just a freaking spell book. Yeah, sadly, since it's not Slappy's world, he's going to get defeated. And I think people will hate that. People will hate it. Because, well, the person is getting all the spell books. So it's like, it might just be the whole thing of where everyone gets all the spell books, and as soon as you get all the spell books, then, yeah, of course, there has to be Vampire Breath 2, aka Werewolf Sweat. It's like, yeah, so yeah, that has to happen. So yeah, we get to the point of where this sorcerer gets all the spell books together. For what purpose? It's most likely, of course, maniacal. And we're going to have a couple of characters. Not sure if, all the kids are going to be involved in this, but it's like, yeah, I think it's like one kid each. Not two this time, one kid each. And there we go. That'll be a good one, but I doubt it because, well, he's not good with continuity. And since he didn't like Horrorland one bit, why in the world would we make him do it again? Even though it's like, you need to get him a partner. You need to get someone who's able to actually take the big full story and just sew it together to where it's like it flows perfectly, unlike previous. No offense, but it's like, if you get someone who actually knows how to story build and actually connect characters, this will work. But all the spell books in the whole entire thing, I'm pretty sure it's either they all came from a big spell book, and note the vampires made Werewolf's Breath their own, even though it has a different name, but they want to claim it as their own. So it's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's maybe a part of a big spell book, or it's a freaking series of spell books, and well, many excerpts were taken from the big spell book. Who knows? Maybe all the spell books are in the same place. It's just that many people stole. Many people might have just ripped a sheet off of the spell book. Many people might have copied the spell book. Maybe the sorcerer needed money, and that's why flying lessons appeared. It's because he needed money, and since he needed money, he had no choice but to actually do this. You know, it'd be kind of funny that we can make it to the moment of where the real horrible truth about how I learned to fly, the white powder actually is crushed seagull's skull, or crushed seagull skeleton. Oh frig. It's like, yeah, if that's what it is, it's like people are gonna be like, it's like, yeah, there's a reason why seagulls are in that freaking cover. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Of course we could say seagull feathers, but it makes some dark thing of where it's like it actually is a seagull skull or a seagull skeleton that they crushed up. Oof. Anyways, yeah. Have a scary day. Have a scary night.